I know what you're thinking. Christmas is over. What are you doing? Hear me out. Hello everyone, welcome back to the McDonald Chronicles. Today we're going to talk about how to extend the magic of Christmas just a little bit longer through books. So I initially got this idea from Autumn over at The Commonplace, and I absolutely loved it. We did it last year. Essentially what you do is you give your child 12 books, or you choose 12 books to celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. And not even from before Christmas, but physically the 12 days of Christmas from 12/25 all the way to January 6th. So really how we do it in our house is we just start the morning with a new book. Again, we did this last year. It was very well received, so we decided to do it again this year. Obviously, if you're watching this soon after I'm posting, you're probably thinking, why are you posting this halfway through the 12 days? It's too late for you to do it this year, but I wanted to do this. You could have a jump start on it, because what you don't want to do is spend all of November trying to gather 12 books. Really, if you have the whole year and you know it's coming, you can be more intentional about the books that you're giving your kids. So you're welcome. I wanted to give you some ideas of some books that I've already purchased, and also just sort of thinking about how I came to that idea to kind of help you think about what you might want to do with your children. Because again, now is the perfect time to start doing this. You don't want to be scrambling in November. You really want to be paying attention all year to what are the books that your kids keep gravitating towards. Is there a book that they keep taking out of the library over and over and over again, and you know they would just love their own copy? Is there a book that you have a well-loved copy of at home that really just kind of needs to be replaced? Is there a hard copy of a book that they would like an audiobook version of? Things like that. And now you have all year to think about it and track it down. So for this year's Christmas, I started purchasing books probably in the summer, especially because Thrift Books has, at least this year, I don't know if they do it every year, but this year they had their huge summer sale, and all of the kids' books were really, really decently priced. So I got some kids' books through that sale, and then I had some rewards to use. I was able to get some books for a great price, and then also use some free book rewards on top of that based on books that I had purchased. So that really helped, and then also some library sales. I don't think I had to buy any off of Amazon or from big bookstores this year. I was able to pretty much find everything that I wanted secondhand, which was great. I will leave a referral code in the description box. I use it pretty often to find secondhand books. They don't have everything that I need, and sometimes you do have to pay attention with the editions and the covers. They don't always give you exactly what you're looking for. For the most part, I can typically find what I'm looking for there. All right, so let's dig into the books. So the first one was Peter Rabbit. And this is actually for my child's Yoda player. So my child is 3, just for context. We have the collection of all of the Peter Rabbit books, and a lot of them are favorites. So I figured the audiobook version would be great. The nice thing about this was I found it on, I think it's called Libro FM, on their Black Friday sale. So I spent like $3, and then it was like a make your own Yoda player. I downloaded onto the Yoda card, and then I was able to make this. I would say this one is the most involved out of all of the books, right? The other ones I'm just buying the book, but this I had to kind of make the sticky part for it. And I'm also really particular about the icons that come up on the Yoda player. So I wanted to make sure that every chapter, every book had its own icon, etc. So it kind of took me a while to put it together, but it's worth it, and we've already listened to it. And I know sometimes you can get versions for free, but sometimes the free versions, the audio quality isn't as great. So for under $3, I figured for the entire collection, this was a no-brainer. And then I kind of stuck with some favorite authors that I know are well loved around here. So we love Tommy DePaula, so I got 2 specific Christmas books that he has written. Birds of Bethlehem. This is really cute. It's basically a story of, it's told from the birds' point of views, and all the birds are just saying like, oh, guess what I saw, guess what I saw, this is something unusual that I saw. And it's just talking about what happens on Christmas Eve and into Christmas Day and what they witness, like from the animal's perspective. So this was really cute. And then the other one was The Legend of the Poinsettia. This has been a fan favorite. We have read this almost every single day. So if your child likes Tommy DePaula, I think this is a fantastic one. It's all about the Mexican legend of the poinsettia. It's fantastic. I love it as an adult, and my child loves it as well. So great pickup. Another favorite author of ours is Jan Brett. So I picked up a few Jan Brett books. Some we've read before, some we have not. But I figured, again, I was paying attention to favorite authors that we read over and over again, authors we're constantly taking out of the library and that are always being asked for when they're in the library book stack. So this was definitely one that we wanted to take out. So first we have, going with the Christmas theme, The 12 Days of Christmas. It's literally just The 12 Days of Christmas with Jan Brett's illustrations, which are really nice. I think that one's funny. And then I got 2 other books, more wintry themed. So Annie and the Wild Animals. And it's just all about a little girl basically trying to tame a wild animal. She like leaves food out for them, and she's trying to get one of them to come, and so she can tame them for a pet. It's very, very cute. And then The Mitten, which is a classic. If you haven't read this one, it's literally just about a little boy's mitten that flies away, and then all these animals are coming and staying in the mitten. So classic. I think this will be great to just keep around in January, but also just to have forever. So after I went for books I know we love that I wanted an audio version of, and then authors that I knew we loved, I went for characters that are fan favorites. So Frog and Toad all year. These are Frog and Toad. I think they're part of the family at this point. They're just a huge favorite around here. Same with Amelia Bedelia. So I got Amelia Bedelia Bookworm. And then Little Bear as well. So we have Kiss for a Little Bear here. And then what I also like about these is these are sort of, they're easy readers. So we're definitely nowhere near reading time yet. However, it's kind of nice that now I can, give these as gifts because they're favorite characters and we can read them as a family. But then down the line, when my kids start reading, I already have a stack of kind of easy readers that they can go through and that I know are quality, they know the stories. And so I sort of already have that on hand. So I was excited about these, and these have all been fan favorites so far. And then I went with a book that we've loved. So a book that was really popular last year in our house was The Snowy Day. There's also a show on, I think it's Amazon Prime. I'm honestly not sure, like a cute little, very low stimulating show as well. Again, just thinking about books that have been loved, books that I know will be read, and that we just kind of need our own copy of because we're always constantly taking them out of the library, especially during winter, and we kind of want wintry themed books, things like that. And then the last two were wild cards. There's always wiggle room to introduce new things. So we got Henry and Mudge and the Wild Goose Chase. This one, again, sort of on the same vein of Frog and Toad and Kiss for a Little Bear and Amelia Bedelia. I think Henry and Mudge, they're those characters that some kids really gravitate towards. And so I think kids and pets is just the cutest thing. So we did pick up a Henry and Mudge, and this also serves the purpose of it being an easy reader. So, we read it now, enjoy it as a family now. And then a few years down the line, when we're learning how to read, we kind of already have our own stack of books that they can go through. And then Sheila Ray, The Brave. I believe we have read this one before, but I personally really like this book. So definitely don't be afraid to, maybe choose some wild cards in there. I would definitely not do all of them. Last year, a mistake that I made was I kind of did mostly wild card books, and some of them weren't as well received as I thought they would have been, which is okay. Like not every book you buy for your kid is going to be a hit. Eventually another kid will come along that will like it, or you just donate it and someone will find it. But I think this year, because I stuck with like well-loved characters, well-loved authors, books that I know we've read before and we really like and we're constantly taking out of the library, because I sort of stuck with that theme and just only put in a couple of wild cards. Every book that we've given so far has been like the book that we want to keep reading all day long. So that's been really nice. This is definitely one of my new favorite Christmas traditions, so I hope it can be one of yours too. And again, now you have the entire year to think about it and to pay attention to what your child is gravitating towards, and you have all year to shop library sales and thrift books and things like that. So let me know in the comments down below if you've ever done anything like this before, or if you have any other ideas for, gifting books to kids and sort of how you pick the right one, especially when you're planning maybe some months in advance. And I will see you next time. Cheers!